Welcome to Dentists Behaving Badly. I'm Dr. Toni, a dentist who has been in practice for over 20 years. I'm selecting articles from across the internet of instances of dentists who have made the news for acting up and others who've just found themselves in bad situations. Sometimes good intentions turn into something bad. Other times, the intentions were bad from the beginning. This instance of a dentist behaving badly found on the internet was found in an article from the Gazette, an Iowa newspaper. Link to the article can be found in the description box. Dentist accused of performing prison root canal while intoxicated. Dentist says somebody slipped something into his cup of coffee. State regulators have suspended the license of an Iowa dentist accused of being drunk while performing a root canal on a state prisoner. The Iowa Dental Board has charged Painum Bayati, 58, of Waterloo, with practicing in a manner that is harmful or detrimental to the public and with violating provisions of Iowa relating to the practice of dentistry. The board alleges he poses an imminent threat to the public and has suspended his license on an emergency basis. Due to a 2022 Iowa Supreme Court ruling, the board is not making public the specific conduct that gave rise to the charges. However, police records show that on December 7, 2023, an Anamosa police officer was dispatched to the Anamosa State Penitentiary in reference to an impaired person who was trying to drive away from the prison. The officer reported arriving at the prison and meeting with the warden, the deputy warden, and Bayati, who was the prison dentist at the time. According to the police report, the warden said nurses had reported that Bayati appeared to be intoxicated and had just completed a root canal on a patient. The officer reported that after Bayati was questioned by the warden and informed that he was done working at the prison, Bayati walked out of the building and attempted to drive away. The warden and deputy then prevented Bayati from leaving, according to the report. The police officer reported that he observed Bayati and noticed his speech was slurred and he smelled heavily of alcohol. He let me search his vehicle in the parking lot where I located an empty flask that smelled of an alcoholic beverage, the officer reported. Bayati then submitted to a test that allegedly indicated a blood alcohol level of 0.158, almost twice the legal limit for driving. He was charged with misdemeanor public intoxication. Bayati said Thursday he doesn't drink and that he believes someone, probably a dental assistant, he said, tampered with his cup of coffee by pouring isopropyl alcohol into it after he arrived at the prison that morning. I feel that somebody slipped something into my drink, he said, adding that the level of alcohol in his system was equal to 11 shots of alcohol being consumed in the hour before his planned departure. 11 shots, which means that with one hand I was treating a patient's tooth and with the other hand I was slamming down shots, he said. He said he never tried to drive away from the prison and that the empty flask in his car was camping gear that had been inadvertently left inside his vehicle. A trial on the criminal charge is scheduled for February 21st. A board hearing on the disciplinary charges initially was scheduled for Friday, but has been since canceled and has yet to be rescheduled. Bayati said the board charges are tied directly to his arrest. State records indicate Bayati was issued an Iowa dental license in August 1999. In 2022, the board charged him with failing to maintain a reasonably satisfactory standard of competency related to dental implants. At that time, he was practicing in Sioux City, but the charges against him were tied to conduct that allegedly occurred when he was practicing in Waterloo. According to the board, a patient complained of Bayati's placement of 4 implants. A sampling of Bayati's clinical records for implants were then reviewed by a consultant who allegedly concluded Bayati failed to meet the minimum standard of care for dental implant placement. The board then issued an order barring Bayati from performing such work on patients. This article first appeared in the Iowa Capital Dispatch. And this article was, like I said, found in the Gazette, an Iowa newspaper, written on January 19th, 2024. A link to the article can be found in the description box. The American Dental Association reports that 20% of dentists have substance abuse disorders. This number only represents reported issues. I imagine that there are far more instances. Honestly, I would be surprised if I met a dentist who did not know another dentist with a substance abuse disorder, documented or undocumented. It's very common. Many dentists have been to treatment programs and regained the opportunity to practice. I saw a couple of instances of this with instructors when I was in dental school. That's how common it is. Dentists are perfectionists who work in small spaces in small increments under extreme stress. This personality type, coupled with the stress of practicing dentistry in addition to the balance of personal life, can wreak havoc on the psyche. This is no excuse, however, for coming to work drunk and practicing on a patient drunk. But tell me what you think. What would happen to you if you came to work drunk? Leave a comment below. Thanks again for watching. Take care.